Let's discuss about the minimum spanning tree. Before going to the minimum spanning tree, you have to know already what is spanning tree. So in the BFS and DFS, whenever after the traversal, what happen? You draw a spanning tree. So in the spanning tree, what happen? We cover all the vertices with minimum number of edges. Suppose a graph is there, GVE, having vertices and edges. So in this graph, we have to find out another graph which is a subset of this graph, that is suppose V dash A dash, G dash V dash E dash, which is subset of this general graph GBE, and this graph where your edges is subset of overall edges. So this graph, what happen? In this graph, all the vertices should be connected. All the vertices should be connected without any cyclic path. Okay, all the vertices should be connected without any cyclic path. So in generally, the spanning tree also called as a connected graph with your acyclic path. So this is your spanning tree. Next, what is minimum spanning tree? Okay, minimum spanning tree, it is also called as minimum cost spanning tree. So the spanning tree where total cost is minimum is called minimum spanning tree or minimum cost spanning tree. So a spanning tree where total cost is minimum, which is called as a minimum spanning tree. So what is this cost? These costs are also, it is called as weight. Suppose a graph is there like V1 vertices and V2 vertices, and the edges is there. So each edges is associated with a cost or weight. Okay, each edges in the graph is associated with the cost and weight. So this spanning tree where total cost is minimum is called your minimum spanning tree. So in generally, so spanning means what? To cover all the vertices and set of edges will be reduced. So in generally, for a particular graph, there is a number of spanning tree are there. We can generate the number of spanning tree. Okay, for a particular graph, it is possible that different number of spanning tree is possible. So in this different number of spanning tree, we have chosen. Okay, so we consider a minimum spanning tree. From this spanning tree, we have considered the minimum spanning tree. Okay, so these are what? These are some feasible solution, and this is your optimal solution. Okay, this is also a greedy approach where number of feasible solution are there. From this feasible solution, we have to consider one solution which is the optimal solution. So how to calculate this minimum spanning tree? So there is two algorithm is there to calculate a minimum spanning tree or compute the minimum spanning tree. One is your Kruskal minimum spanning tree algorithm, and another is Prim's minimum spanning tree algorithm. So we discuss one by one. First to discuss what is the Kruskal minimum spanning tree algorithm. Okay, so this is the algorithm from the Kruskal minimum spanning tree to generate the minimum spanning tree. Before going to this, I am clarify that here I have used some function like make set, find set. These are already discussed in the previous sections, that is your operation in the disjoint sets. So if you not seen this video, please first see this video how this make set and find set is work, then after you have to follow this video. So see, so here B is your set of vertices where each vertices are taken as a disjoint sets and called the make set function. And we have taken a is initially phi, and it is store what? The solution set contains the selected edges to construct the spanning tree. In the A is the solution set. All the edges which are selected, we have stored in the A. For each vertex U belongs to VG, we have to consider as make set U. Okay, so for each vertex U, if it is a disjoint set, then make set will be called. Then sort the edges to the increasing order of the cost or weight. Then edges are sorting according to its weight. Weight is, this is the three parameter is passed, weight also a parameter. Then consider each edges belongs to EG in the increasing order of their weights. Then this condition is applied, that is find set u is not equal to find set v. This is find set u is not equal to find set v. Okay, then the solution, in the solution you add the edges uv. For each uv, find set u not equal to find set v, then solution uv is attached and union equal to uv. Okay, so for this algorithm, let's solve a small problem first, then we go from another problem. Okay, suppose in the question is some vertices given, some edges given, and cost with respect to edges is given, or a direct graph is also given like this. Suppose this is a graph or undirected graph. So this is a undirected graph. I am suppose drawing. Okay, H and G. Then IH is connected and IH cost is 4. Okay, then HG is connected and HG cost is 1. JF is connected, cost is 2, and IF is connected and cost is 3. So this is a simple graph. Suppose I am performing a Kruskal MST in this graph. So what is the graph said? First, V is the set of vertices. You make a disjoint set of vertices and A is the solution set. So make a disjoint set of vertices first. So the set of vertices is the disjoint set, because for each vertex u belongs to Vg, make set u, make it a disjoint set. Okay, make it a disjoint set. Each vertex we make it a disjoint set. Next, sort these edges increasing order of their cost. See, the cost is sort increasing order. That means what? Okay, this is I am sorting this vertex according to the increasing order of their cost. HG equal to 1, then GF equal to 2, IF equal to 3, and HI or IH equal to 4, increasing order of their cost. Then we have to process each edges according to the increasing order. Then following this condition, that is find set u and find set v. Okay, see, first what is HG? I am considering in this way, increasing order of their cost. So first we have taken HG, this is 2, 3, 4. So first this is processing. So for HG, what happened? We calculate what? For UV, we calculate find set U and find set V. See, what is the find set of H? See, this is a disjoint set H, and this is also a disjoint set. The find set give a representative of the set. As it is a disjoint set, means find set H is itself and find set G is also itself. That means two find set is not equal. Find set U not equal to find set B. Then solution space is added. The vertex is added and these two vertex union operation is performed. That means if the find set H is not equal to find set G, these two are perform the union operation, that is HG F. Then in the solution space, what is the solution space? A also contain what? HG. A also contain the HG. That means if you draw as like a graph, then we consider these edges. Okay, we consider these edges in the solution space. Next, what edges is there? Next, increasing order. You have to proceed in the increasing order. Next, GF is there, G and F. Next, you have to check the find set G and find set F. So for find set G, this is the set. Okay, for this set, if the representative is either H or G. Okay, for find set G, representative is H or G. Or for F, see, F is representative what? F. That means these set are also two disjoint set. So we perform the, if find set U is not equal to find set B, so here find set G is not equal to find set F. That means union operation is performed between G and F. So what is the output here? F, G, H. Then in the solution space also contain what? HG is already there. Then we also consider what? GF. Also consider the GF. That means in the graph, these edges we have taken. Okay, these edges we have to taken. Next is IF. Okay, then IF. Again we have to find set I. We have to calculate the find set I. I is a disjoint set. Okay, the find set I is I. What is the find set F? F. For this set, the representative is either F, G or H. That means these two set is disjoint. Find set is different. That means IF give what? IF union. If find set U is not equal to find set B, then union operation will be performed. and the solution set is contain what? Hg, Gf and also If. Okay, Hg, Gf and also If. This edges is also there. Okay, next is IH. Next process IH. For IH, calculate what is the find set I. See, this is a one set is there. That means the representative each one. Okay, for a set, a representative is what? One, only one representative is there. That means what is the I representative is same as H. Whenever you calculate the representative of the I, it is give the result is same as representative of the H because it is a one set. So if it is not satisfied, that means the operation is not performed. That means here the operation is not performed. That means here no operation is performed. That means we reject this edges. We could not consider these edges in the solution space. Solution space we could not consider these edges. This is we reject these edges. So see, we reject these edges, and this is your spanning tree or minimum spanning tree of this graph. Okay, another thing you have to observe that this IH, if you join IH, it give a cyclic path. That means the edges which having cycle path will be avoid in the minimum spanning tree because it is a connected graph having a acyclic path. So that this IH is not considered by using this using this condition. So this is your solution space contain 3 edges, and this is your graph minimum spanning tree. Then what is the cost? How to calculate the cost? Cost is you have to simply add the all the edges cost. That is 1 plus 2 plus 3. So that is 3 plus 6. The total cost is 6. Okay, then return A means this the solution space is written. Next we have to see another problem, a big problem. Okay, sometime a question asks a short question, suppose which part in the Kruskal minimum spanning tree algorithm indicates that cyclic path or not. So in this algorithm, which part will be check the cyclic path? So this part we have to see the find set U and find set V. Whenever you calculate, we have to find for a disjoint set we have to union, otherwise we have to reject these edges. That means this condition will be decide it is a cyclic path or not. So this part of the condition, if find set U not equal to find set B, decided that the following graph is cycle path or not. Then after we perform the operations. Okay, so see the next part, we have to solve another problem.